We a war family. Look around. A new doctrine almost every day. Some are easy to discern, but others need a more spiritual eye.
1 Corinthians 2:14. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the spirit of the higher, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can you know them spiritually discerned.
The natural man and woman will be deceived by good conversations and miss the spiritual clues. Oh, you can't be deceived?
Matthew 24:24. For there shall rise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect.
Fasting and prayer, family, is a sure way to upgrade your spiritual goggles. But for ones who clearly see the deceivers, we have a mission. First, prove your suspicions about these fake bishops, deacons, elders, or any other titles they give themselves.
Titus 1:7-9. For a bishop must be blameless as a steward of a higher, not self-willed, not soon angry, not given to wine, no striker, not given to filthy lucre, but a love of hospitality, a love of good men, sober, just, holy, temperate, holding fast to the faithful word as he has been taught, that he may be able by sound doctrine both to exhort and to convince the gainsayers.
If this is not how your leader rocks, you're most likely blind and following a blind leader. Why?
Titus 1:10-16. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially those of the circumcision.
Especially them of the circumcision. Hebrews, read.
Titus 1:11. Whose mouth must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things what they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake.
For filthy lucre's sake. That's money. Read.
12. One of themselves, even a prophet of their own, said, the creatures are always liars, evil beasts, slow bellies.
Just like these pastors, these elders, and these rappers too. Read.
Verse 13. The witness is true, wherefore rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith, not giving heed to Jewish fables and commandments of men that turn them from the truth.
Not be a respecter of persons, but rebuke them. Verse 15, read.
Unto the pure all things are pure, but unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure, but even their mind and conscience is defiled.
Reprobate.
16. They profess that they know a higher, but in works they deny him, being abominable and disobedient, and unto every good work reprobate.
That ain't lip, that's script. Judge these people by their fruits. Listen to what they say, not how they say it, and prove them with scriptures. Stay focused, family. All praises to the Father, a higher, real Judah.
Celebration. We got 2 songs tonight. Oh yeah. Next up, same artist, Peasy. That was off his album Precepts, which he had War. He had a part 2. Well, the next album was he had War Again on that one, and this one he gives us some lyrics. Let's go. So all in the same theme. Part 2.
You got all the game. I see you now. They say you the white man. Nah, I know who you are. You that deceiver, that great dragon, that old serpent, the one they call the devil, and Satan. You nigga, I know who you is.
I walked out falling from heaven. All day stars, son of the dawn, aka the son of the morning, blinded the eyes in death. You weaken the nation through foreign relations and serpent seed. Got them to agree for that love of the greed, though they be deceived, forgetting that Edom would lead. And that Jacob would wake up in the last days, transfer the power, the last phase. Don't this is the mark for working hard to get your cake up.
Celebration, man. The 8th day, man. It's the end of our 2 days of this year. We made it to the end.
And you shout your name, I declare a decree, bond the command, that danger would flee. The covenants made with animals both in land and the sea. For the children by name of Israel, believe on the higher, he is paid, we no longer slaves.
Talk about war, we know we at war with. Get it twisted. Know your enemy.
You got the whole world fooled. I used to respect how you move, boy. Back when I was deep up in the streets, I was your tool, boy. Now I see everything you doing when you doing what you doing. I see through it, boy. You and truth ain't congruent, boy. You can't use me, now you use others. So now I prove our spirits. Y'all should show me who's my mother, who's my brother. Lead me, you would know further. Your deception I uncovered. I see you, the devil, inside my own brothers. I no longer do my own thing. I honor the throne, man. You a weakness, listen with resistance, you get gone, man. I see you infiltrated churches and these elders, they accuse me like Susanna, think I don't know they your pawns, man. You that wicked morning star, you corona, you that COVID, you that nigga can dissolve. That tar that causes cancer, you tobacco and cigar. They convinced you don't exist, but they bewitched cause I insist. I know who you are.
And if the boy exists, the most high he created. All right. Oh, praises, man. It's the 8th day, man. This is the last day of our Feast of Tabernacles. It is the last of our feast days for the year until Passover next year and Feast of Unleavened Bread. 7 days. And on the 8th day, we have a holy congregation, yet another Sabbath, right? Oh, praises, man. You know, this is this particular tabernacles has been strenuous. I will say. I see Jeanette in the building. Putting something on the grill every day. Normally we do it for fun and enjoyment. We don't really calculate the time it takes, the attention that it takes to actually put something on the grill and then to try and do something different and not the same thing because the family doesn't want the same thing. And that's a first world luxury, no doubt. If you were in a third world, you would appreciate what was ever put on there. If it was the same thing every day, as long as you were eating. As we know right now in Cuba, they just got their lights back on a day ago in Cuba. They were out 4 days with no lights. And many of the people watching the reports said they really wasn't fazed by it because they're accustomed to this. They're accustomed to not having the things they need and make and do. This Feast of Tabernacles was taxing but rewarding in the same breath. Everything that was done, all of the preparation, all of the sacrifice, I am thankful that I had the ability to sacrifice something. I'm thankful that I had the ability to, even though sacrifice, still do what was needed in the home and everything else that's, this world requires of us that we must meet the deadlines for. It is truly two different worlds. When you are following these feast days, and normally it's a day, right? It's a day and then a Sabbath, or but the Feast of Unleavened Bread and Tabernacles, you are immersed in this for 7 days. with unleavened bread, you only have to eat unleavened bread. And you got to throw out anything with yeast in the house. But this tabernacles, when you are meeting with the Most High, it is coming out of your comfort zone. It is leaving your home in the way that it was supposed to be, in boots, in tents, in a place that He ordained. You have none of the comforts of your home. And still having the comforts of my home, I'm saying it was a little strenuous because you got 2 feet. You got 1 foot in 2 worlds. 1 foot, 2 worlds. So it's strenuous trying to keep up the 2 worlds. It's not strenuous or grievous to do what the Most High says. If the world stopped, right, for the 8 days, the world stopped and said, you don't have any responsibilities, you go on and do what you got to do, it wouldn't be so strenuous. But since the world isn't inclined to do that, the world doesn't care. And even the people that are in our land right now that are trying to follow it, they're getting bombed as, you know, all these days. So they're not having any peace at it. The title of our lesson, which that brings us to it, is who told you to go to war? By whose authority? In our scripture, it outlines clearly that every time we are to go to war, we are to consult the Most High. If we do not consult the Most High, we find ourselves losing these battles. See, that was Saul's whole thing when he was fighting the Philistines. He had to consort to the Uma Thurman, right? He had to ask Samuel. All through our history in this scripture, in order for us to go to war, it had to be okayed by the Most High in order for us to know we had victory. So when I ask the question of these countries, these nations that are going to war, who told you? Who gave you the authority to do so? Now, the flip side of that coin, when asking the question of who gave them the authority to go to war, meaning that I'm alluding to the fact that they're not following the Most High. The other side of that coin is that these wars are following the prophecies of the Most High. It's a tricky thing. This world is, I just explained 1 foot in 2 worlds. So on one hand, you have prophecies that are written that are following exactly what they're doing. And then you have them that are doing it for lucre, for money, for world dominance, for some to maintain their world dominance. That's their reasoning for war. They have not consulted the Most High. You have not heard Biden or Kamala say that we have prayed to Jesus or whomever they pray to, and their God has told them, you're in line. You are in line with our doctrine of how we live and how I bless you as a God. Because we must understand that these multiple gods that we have out here, they all have different requirements. Oh, you didn't know? Oh, yeah. Some gods like Moloch and wanted child sacrifice, Moloch and somewhere else. I forgot the other god that they had. But these guys wanted your children as sacrifices. Ashereth wanted you to do totem poles and give reverence to them. Some wanted you to sacrifice women. You know what I mean? There's different things that these guys wanted. Have you heard the United States or the leadership of the United States say that they prayed unto their God to go into these wars, into these endeavors? My point tonight in that the scriptures are going to really lay it out clearly is that though these people are acting and are, I guess you can say, acting and following prophecies, they have not gotten the okay because they have no spiritual compass. Their efforts are narcissistic and evil. I see no princes in the building. Their intent is absolutely evil. And the Most High uses people's evil intent for his good, for his word to be true. We're going to start tonight with Zechariah chapter 12. Zechariah chapter 12, we're going to verse 2. And it says, behold, I will make Jerusalem a bowl of reeling for the people all around. So Tammuz, yes, Tammuz was a god, but that wasn't the one that they were sacrificing their children to. It was I'm gonna get it, but thank you for putting up the Tammuz. But it was Sargon. Sargon was the god along with Baal and along with Moloch, required for you to sacrifice your children unto. That's right, baby. That's right. So the Most High says here that he's going to make Jerusalem a bowl of reeling for people all around, saying that he's going to make Jerusalem a problem for everybody. I want y'all to understand that we know that the United States is supporting Israel in their efforts. This is saying that their problem that they have was going to be a problem for everybody all around. And it says, Yehuda shall be caught up in the siege upon Jerusalem. Does that mean that we're going to be in the land of Jerusalem? Some of them are, but not most of us. Because remember, he scattered us. And it says, verse 3, when all the nations of the earth gather against her in that day. So this was a future prophecy saying that all nations, this is after they've gone into captivity with Babylon. So that's not who it was. This is not the Rome and Greek coming in on them. It said all nations. It says in that day in the future prophecy that the land, not the people, because the Most High separated and said Yehuda is going to get caught up in the siege, even though the land, I see my brother Johannes in the building. The land is what is being specified here is going to be a problem, and all nations are going to have an issue. We're going to have an issue. We're having an issue now, babe. It says, I will make Jerusalem a stone for all the peoples to lift. All who lift it shall injure themselves. So those that are trying to be us, that's trying to lift this stone of Jerusalem and saying that they are the leaders, the proprietors, they are the people. The Most High in Zechariah is saying, anyone that tries to lift the stone and say that you are this, that you are Jerusalem, that you're going to injure yourself. Oh, I bet y'all never caught that before. Then it says, in that day, verse 4, declares the Most High, I will strike every horse with panic and its rider with madness. But I will watch over the house of Yehuda, Judah, that's us, while I strike every house of the peoples with blindness. So the world is going to be blind. The world is not going to know what the Most High is doing. The Most High just said that Jerusalem, the land, is going to be a problem for everyone. And anybody that tries to lift it is going to injure them. Anyone that tries to proclaim and lift Jerusalem up to be a nation, they're going to injure themselves. I want y'all to hear me, man. The Most High is talking. But look, my wife said earlier, It seems like we the only ones that's celebrating the Feast of Tabernacles. That's why the Most High said that everybody's going to be blind. Everyone in that day, in this time when they were going to all turn against this land. I see Native Needy in the building, Shalom family, that everybody else is going to be blind because they participate in this. They're not recognizing or realizing who they are. But we are. That's why the Most High says, for who? For Judah. He's going to watch over their houses. So as we doing this 8th day, and as I done put this stuff on the grill, and I done got this frankincense and myrrh, and I'm blowing the shofar, and I'm giving y'all the word, I'm giving all that I can in my home, we are going to be covered. That's what I'm following. If anyone is wondering out there, what are y'all doing to have yourself covered? If anybody's wondering, where did I get my mode of operation? Where did I get my marching orders from? Right here, he says, they're going to be blind. I'm going to watch Yehuda in the day of calamity. I see calamity. I'm following the laws of Yehuda. Because see, you can't just say you Judah. No. You've got to be following his law, statutes, and commandments. You can't just say it. You got to be it. It can't be on you. It's got to be in you, as they say, right? And it reads, and the clans of Yehuda will say to themselves, the dwellers of Jerusalem are a task set for us by the Most High. Ooh, I read this over and over again to get understanding of what he meant by this. It said the dwellers of Jerusalem are a task set, a task that is set for us by their God. Whoa. I'm going to read it again because I had to break it down. I had to read it several times. I had to look at the punctuations, the commas, when this started, when that ended, to really get an understanding of the Zechariah chapter 12, verse 5. And it says, and the clans of Yehuda will say to themselves, come. So that holds that right there. And it says, the dwellers of Jerusalem. So Yehuda's not in Jerusalem. We're scattered. He says that we're going to say to ourselves, the dwellers of Jerusalem are a task set for us by their God. Come. Ending that statement, ending that thought. Same sentence. It says, I will make the clans of Yehuda. It says, the Most High of hosts. It says, their God, the Most High of hosts in that day. So their God, then it says, the Most High of hosts, period. So they're trying to connect that, saying that their God, the one that's sitting in Jerusalem, has made this a task for us, that they trying to lift this stone. I know it's confusing. I'm going to break it down one more time. He says, and the clans of Yehuda will say to themselves, the dwellers of Jerusalem are a task set for us by their God, the Most High of the host. So it's a task for us to show that we are the people, that this is how we are supposed to be, that we are setting the new standard, that we should be the ones that are setting out the law, not them. Them being there is a task for us to stand up and say who we are and what is right. And it says, verse 6, in that day, I will make the clans of Yehuda like a flaming brazier among sticks, like a flaming torch among sheaves. So now he's saying, I'm going to make Yehuda The same one that's saying to themselves, them people is a task set for us by their God. So Most High is saying, I'm the creator of all peoples. Even though I may give them a lower God to follow with a lowercase g. As we know in scripture, we've read how the Most High has assigned angels, what they call gods, to the many nations. So the Most High is saying, I'm over all of this. And these people are a task for us, the real Yehuda, and that he is going to make us like flaming torches in that day, like braziers amongst sticks and flame torches amongst sheaves, which is dry wheat. He says, they shall devour all the besieging people right and left, and Jerusalem shall continue on its site in Jerusalem in that day. And verse 7 gives us the last piece of clarity about the separation of the people that's in Jerusalem and us. It says, the Most High will give victory to the tents of Yehuda first. So to wherever we at, scattered in these tents, not homes, he's going to give victory to us, so that the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem may not be too great for Yehuda. For Jerusalem, the land, to win. For the inhabitants to win. And then come and get us. It's not the way that the Most High has written it, and not the way that he wants it to happen. He doesn't want the land or the few people that are us there overshadow his bringing everyone back. It's his hand that's going to bring us back into the land, not man's hands. He said it over and over again. You're going to know it is my hands that have brought you back. So when we ask the question of who told them they could go to war, what God are they praying unto? Because the Most High would prefer that everyone repent and come back to him, and that he need not bring this destruction. He gave it to Nineveh. He's done it several times. He gives it to us every day. Repenting, grace and mercy. But these nations, that's not what they are about. They are about, let's go to Psalms 83. Psalm 83, and it reads, a psalm of Asaph. O Most High, do not be silent. Do not hold aloof. Do not be quiet, O Most High. For your enemies rage. Your foes assert themselves. They plot crafty against your people. Take counsel against your treasured ones. They say, let us wipe them out as a nation. Israel's name will be mentioned no more. Yasharalah's name will be mentioned no more. Israel was not a name when this was written. Unanimous is their counsel. They have made an alliance against you, the clans of Edom and the Ishmaelites Moab and the Hagarites, Gabar, Ammon, and Amalek, Philistia with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assyria too joins forces with them. They give support to the sons of Lot, which is Moab. Deal with them as you did with Median, with Syria, with Jabin, at the brook of Kishon, who were destroyed at Endor, who became dung for the field. Treat the great men like Oreb and Zab, all the princes like Zabah, all the princes like Zeba and Zalmunna, who said, "Let us take the meadows of the Most High as our possession. O Most High, make them like thistledown, like stubble driven by the wind, as a fire burns a forest, as flame scorches the hills. Pursue them with your tempests, terrify them with your storms, cover their faces with shame, so that they seek your name. O Most High, may they be frustrated and terrified, disgraced and doomed forever." When the Most High is telling us in Zechariah, he's going to make us this fire and this flame, because we're speaking this. We're calling upon this. The more and more that we have this awakened consciousness, the more and more we have this collective conscious awakening, we understand what we're supposed to be doing in these times. Speaking this word, speaking the truth of the prophecies, whether these people want to rename themselves, whether they want to claim names, whether they want to say it's not that, but just because it's the same nations involved, it's not the same thing. Let them lie to themselves. You as Yehuda, you as the Benjamites, you as the northern tribe, Naphtali, Asher, Gad, all of these tribes, we are supposed to be speaking this, bringing this fire. This is the fire in which he speaks of. And it says, may they be frustrated and terrified, disgraced and doomed forever. May they know that your name, yours alone, is Shaddai, is supreme over all the earth, over all the earth. So when we read in the Zechariah, verse 5, chapter 12, and it says, those people were set as a test by their God. Ours too, our Creator. Who's going to stand up and show themselves to be truly Yasharallah? Who's going to follow his laws? Who's going to stand? Who's going to be the flame? Who's going to stand their ground? Who's going to put their trust in the Most High? Let's go to Exodus chapter 19. Exodus 19, verse 5 and 6. It says, now then, if you will obey me faithfully. See, this is when you read this to those that think that what's in their mind is right. The Most High says, now then, if you will obey me faithfully and keep my covenant, you shall be my treasured possession among all the peoples. It's an if-then statement. The Most High said, if you don't understand his if-then, if you don't understand that you have to do certain things for his grace and mercy, then you're just lost. You're just swinging in the wind. You're just refusing to understand. And if you think that that's too hard, then you have to understand there's nothing in this world that you get without giving. Nothing. You don't eat without giving some sweat and some labor. The only thing that you've gotten for free that the Most High has given you is your breath. That's right. It's the only thing you got for free in the world. Some may say that's not even free because he got requirements in you, as if you want to claim your birthright, as it says here. It says, verse 5, Exodus chapter 19, now then, if you will obey me faithfully and keep my covenant, you shall be my treasured possessions among all the peoples. Indeed, all the earth is mine. Indeed, all the earth is mine. Verse 6, but you shall be to me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words that you shall speak to the children of Yasharallah. So why is it so imperative that we follow these feast days? Because that's what the priests did. You think the people were screaming, let's do this, let's do that? The priest who held the temple ordained it and said, this is what's happening. This is what we're doing. He's ordaining us to be the priest, to hold these days down, to stand up and say, we that flame. I see Al in the building. We that flame. We holding it down, Most High. To all things, we trust in you that you're going to cover us on all things. But we doing it. We in this building, we doing this feast the best as we can. I saw a brother today when I was at Sam's, and brother the Hebrew. We always chop it up when we see each other. And they celebrated the Feast of Tabernacles last week. You think it matters? It doesn't. That brother is on point with his. That's the time frame that was told to him. That's when he did it. You got to understand the Most High is joyous. And as he and I is talking it back and forth, everybody's listening. Everybody's wondering what we talking about. What feast days? What? We missed a holiday? What Halloween happened already? Nah, man. We're talking about the grace and mercy and the goodness and the law and order of the Most High. And as I'm still shopping, his boys is asking him, he's like, nah, that's my brother. And he telling him like I'm his blood. He has to clarify to him, brother in the Most High. See, that's what I'm talking about, the collective consciousness. When more and more decide we ain't got to be in a giant congregation, a giant church. We got the book. You following it. We're going to recognize each other. And we know what law in which we are rocking by. We know how we get down, as they say. It says, priest and a holy nation. These are the words that you shall speak to the children of Yasharallah. Let's go to Amos, chapter 5. Amos chapter 5, and we're going to verse 24. And it reads, But let justice well up like water. So it's slow for sure, right? It's righteousness like an unfailing stream. Again, verse 24 of Amos, chapter 5. But let justice well up like water, righteousness like an unfailing stream. That's the repetition of the feast days, getting it right, figuring out a system to the point where it's enjoyable, right? Making that sacrifice. We sacrifice for so many things in this world. We give up our peace, or we sacrifice money for peace. We do so many things in this world for what we want. Most High saying, I want you. I am requiring you, if you want my grace and mercy, to follow my law. Find joy in it. Do it with glee because it's not grievous. When you get on that easy street with it, man, you understand that righteousness truly is something that doesn't fail. That drip of water is solid. It becomes a stream. It becomes a flow. Man, Let's go to Zechariah chapter 14. Zechariah 14, verse 2. And it reads, For I will gather all the nations of Jerusalem for war. The city shall be captured, the houses plundered, and the women violated, and a part of the city shall go into exile. So some of my women may be asking themselves the question, why should they follow these men calling themselves Hebrews? Why should they follow these men and subdue themselves? And they've been taught all this independence, and they've been taught how to, snap their fingers. They've been taught that they got an equal mind and they just as equal. See, when this thing goes down and other men are running up on them to rape them, you're going to be very happy that you subdued yourself to a man that you chose, other than being out there available for all to take. That's a real thing. I think many times we don't speak about this. Everybody trying to be politically correct. Everybody wants to be, nice about this. Everybody's like they're trying to, do a sales pitch for the Most High. I ain't got no sales pitch. I got a reality. And if you ain't looking at the news, then that's just on you. If you don't understand what's coming and what's happening, then that's just going to be falling on you because you're being stiff-necked. If you think that when justice fails here, that when men go out, that they're going to have chivalry, you think that men that don't care about the Most High is going to care about you. You saw too many Lifetime movies. You think you the damsel in distress. Out of all the women getting beaten and raped and shit and shot, you're going to be the only one that's going to have a knight in shining armor. You got to be kidding me. You've got to be lying to yourself every day of the week to believe such. The Most High says, I'm going to do something to the men of Yehuda, their bodies, their minds. It's going to change. They're going to be fired. They're there to protect the woman. If a woman hasn't chosen and you won't be out there, do it. Man, salute, good luck. It ain't going to work out. I'm going to tell you right now. In the Zechariah chapter 14, verse 2, and it says, the city shall be captured, the houses plundered, and the women violated, and a part of the city shall go into exile, but the rest of the population shall not be uprooted from the city. We're going to read on. Verse 3, then the Most High will come forth and make war on the nations as he is wont to make war on a day of battle. On that day he will set his face on Mount Olives in Jerusalem on the east, and the Mount of Olives shall split across from the east to west, and one part of the mount shall shift to the north and the other to the south in huge gorge, with a huge gorge. And the valley of the hills shall be stopped up, for the valley of the hills shall reach only Azal. It shall be stopped up as it was stopped up as a result of the earthquake in the days of King Uzziah of Yehuda. And it says, and the Most High, my Creator, with all the holy beings, will come to you. This is his people that's following. This is his children. If you're a single daughter of Zion, following the feast days, doing it the best you can, your house is covered. But you stiff necks out here, you better know that you ain't got enough guns. You ain't got enough bullets. Put that on everything. Let's go to Joel chapter 3. Joel chapter 3, verse 2. And it says, after that I will pour out my spirit on all flesh. Your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions. I will even pour out my spirit upon the male and female slaves in those days, before the great and terrible day of the Most High comes. Oh, this is that fire that the Most High is speaking of, that he puts upon Judah, upon the daughters of Zion, upon all of the land, even the Gentile, the slaves, the male and female. This ain't about color. This is character. Martin Luther King may have started it, but the Most High is going to stamp it. It is about character. It is not about color. It ain't even about doctrine. If you don't know the law, which is the Ten Commandments, which spans many doctrines, then you put yourself in that group that's going to go down with the wicked. Let's go to 2 Samuel. Second Samuel chapter 23, and we have verse 1, and we're going to verse 10, 1 to 10. And it says, these are the last words of our king David. You hear that, my brother Yuan? The last words of our king. I think we may want to perk up our ears. And it says, the utterance of David, son of Jesse, the utterance of the man set on high, the anointed, the Messiah of the Most High of Jacob, of Jacob, the favorite of the songs of Yasharallah. The spirit of Shadiah has spoken through me. His message is on my tongue. Shadiah of Yasharallah has spoken. The rock of Yasharallah said concerning me, he who rules men justly, he who rules in awe of Shadiah is like the light of morning and sunrise. The morning without clouds, though through sunshine and rain, bringing vegetation through sunshine and rain, bringing vegetation out of the earth. Is not my house established before Shadiah? This nation house is not established before Shadiah. They did not pray unto Shadiah before they went and embarked upon these wars, as I read in the Confederacy of Psalms 83, all of the Moab, Edom, the Felicia, and all of these different nations that have come together to be confederate against us. The Most High says only the rulers that are ruling under my law, which is in Exodus, that is giving praise unto me and following me, will be like the sun and the bringing forth vegetation to sunshine and rain, and being the morning at sunrise, being like the light of morning at sunrise. None of these nations are claiming to be that. None of these nations are walking with the Most High's law. So therefore, they are all falling to prophecy. And it says, verse 5, is not my house established before Shadiah? For he has granted me an eternal pact, drawn up in full and secure. Will he not cause all my success, all my every desire to blossom? But the wicked shall all be raked aside like thorns, for no one will take them in his hands. Whoever touches them must arm himself with iron and the shaft of a spear, and they must be burned up on the spot. These are the names of David's warriors: Jehoshaphat, Basabith, the Takakhamite, the chief officer. He is Adino, the Iznite. He wielded the spear against 800 and slew them on one occasion. Next to him was Eleazar, son of Dodo, son of Ahoai, who he was one of the three warriors with David when they defied the Philistines, when they defied the Philistines gathered there for battle. The Israelite soldiers retreated, but they held his ground. He struck down Philistines until his arm grew tired and his hands stuck to his sword. And the Most High wrought a great victory that day. This is just yet an example of when you are with the Most High, he gives you the strength. He propels you to victory. He ensures victory. None of these nations have gone through that process. The question is, have you? Clearly, we know these are nations that do not follow the Most High, but you do. You have victories that you need in your life. You need covering, grace, and mercy in your life. Have you done this? Let's go to 1 Chronicles chapter 28. 1 Chronicles chapter 28. I'm about to let you guys out of here. We're almost at the end. 1 Chronicles chapter 28, verse 3. And it reads, "But the Most High said to me, you will not build a house for my name. You are a man of battle and have shed blood." I brought this one up because this place over there wants to erect this temple. This temple that they want to, erect. They have caused too much bloodshed in order to do so. I bring this up also in understanding, like when Deborah, who was our female judge, when we came out of Exodus and out of Joshua, we had judges. Samson was one, Deborah was one. And when Gideon, we always hear the story about Gideon, and Gideon taking only 300 of all the men that came down, and the Most High giving them a victory with the smaller numbers to show that it was the Most High that gave the victory. Well, Gideon, in that process, said he wouldn't go to war unless Deborah came with them. Deborah was saying, "You telling me, Deborah, that the Most High has given us the okay? He's given us the green light?" Remember, Gideon was questioning the Most High the whole time. Remember, Gideon was having some second thoughts about this because of the type of people he was dealing with. The people, the soldiers wasn't right. Yehuda wasn't right. So he was like, okay, if you saying that we're going to win through the Most High and you are the spokesman, you need to come to the battle with us. And she did, and they won. I'm expressing to you how we win when we go to war. I'm expressing what we have done historically, biblically, well, through the Torah and the Tanakh, what we have done for victory. And we do not get victory unless we ask the Most High, unless we are given the okay. And then it says, verse 4, "The Most High of Yasharallah chose me of all my father's house to be king over Yasharallah forever." So in this Chronicles, it tells us who our king is. It tells you in the 2 Samuel, the prayer of David in his last words, that he was the Messiah of Yaakov and the anointed of the Most High. Here it says he's the king forever, knowing that he was letting his son Solomon was going to be king in his stead. David is speaking this because we all understand the end times, and David was clear that he was going, we're in chapter 28 of 1 Chronicles. David was clear that there's an end time, that there's a perpetual kingdom, that the Most High was bringing a kingdom here. So these same people that everybody's fighting over in this land, The king that was there understood and was connected to Shaddai, the Most High, and understood that there was an end time and that he would be raised up to be king forever. Though he couldn't build the house because his hands was bloody, he was still our king forever. Man, when you piece this together and understand that the Most High has never left us, that his prophecies are in action, that of every evil thing that you know of in this world has been written and was gonna be in this time. Let's go to our last one for the night. 2 Samuel chapter 22. Second Samuel chapter 22, verses 29. We're going to start at verse 29. This is, and I think this is, this last thing I'm going to read, the 2 Samuel. I think that all should read this on your own. I think that this is something that you should meditate upon as we're going to go into this impending danger, as life is going to change for us. You don't know about the BRICS conference that's happening right now. If you don't know about the efforts and the global switchover and changeover that we're having at this moment, that's okay. You need to read this, take it to heart, meditate on it. Ask the Most High, what is he saying to you when you read this? So 2 Samuel chapter 22, verse 29, we're going to read all the way to 51. It says, you, O Shaddai, are my lamp. You, Shaddai, light up my darkness. With you, I can rush a barrier. With my Shaddai, I can scale a wall. The way of the Most High is perfect. The word of the Most High is pure. He is a shield to all who take refuge in him. Yea, who is a God except the Most High Shaddai? Who is a rock except Shaddai? Shaddai is my mighty stronghold, who kept my path secure, who made my legs like a deer and set me firm on their heights, who trained my hands for battle. So this section is the most important because it gives the attributes of what the Most High can do for you in these times of peril. Make your legs like hinds, feet to run fast like a deer, to set you on firm heights, to train your hands for battle, so that my arms can bend a bow of bronze. You have granted me the shield of your protection, and your providence has made me great. You have let me stride on freely, and my feet have not slipped. I pursued my enemies and wiped them out. I did not turn back till I destroyed them. I destroyed them. I struck them down. They rose no more. They lay at my feet. You have girt me with strength for battle, brought low my foes before me. This is all that the Most High has done. This, if it was a movie, you would cue the Rocky clip where he's in training and they have the music. Da-na-na. But we don't need any of that. We don't need no Hollywood. We need to understand that following his law, following his feast days, trying to eat his food that's naturally from the earth, less processed as possible, that's going to rebuild you. The sun that he uses to build us, a little exercise inside that sun, you'd be amazed at what the Most High would do with your body. Verse 40 says, you have girt me with strength for battle, brought low my foes before me, made my enemies turn tail before me, my foes, and I wiped them out. They looked, but there was none to deliver. The Most High, Shaddai, but he answered them not. So the only one that can answer is all of our gods. Everybody on Instagram, see you on next Wednesday. Friday, I'm going to tell them tomorrow. Oh, yeah. Anyway, it says, made my enemies turn tail before me, my foes, and I wiped them out. They looked, but there was none to deliver. The Most High, but he answered them not. I pounded them like dust of the earth, stamped, crushed them like dirt of the streets. You have rescued me from the strife of peoples, kept me to be a ruler of nations. People I knew not must serve me. Aliens who have cringed before me, paid me homage at the mere report of me. Aliens have lost courage, and some trembling out of their fastness, out of their clothes. The Most High lives. Blessed is my rock. David's like, I can't attribute the things that are being done unto me, but unto the Most High. They have aliens shivering till their clothes fall off. Verse 47, the Most High lives. Baraka is my rock. Exalted be Shaddai, the rock who gives me victory. The Most High has vindicated me and made people subject to me, rescued me from my enemies, raised me clear of my foes. Does this mean that you're not going to go to battle? Does this mean that you're not going to have people that hate you for no reason? Does this mean that you're not going to have arguments and strife? Nah, the Most High never said that you're going to have a life of butterflies and lilies. No. That's not life. Life is trial and tribulations. Life is friction for propulsion. Life is evolution. It is growth. You're going to have problems. You're going to have fighting. You're going to have issues, but it's all for your benefit when the Most High is your rock and his law is your rock and righteousness is where you stand. As David is saying, he says, the Most High who has vindicated me and made people subject to me, rescued me from my enemies, raised me clear of my foes, saved me from lawless men. For this I sing your praise among nations. For this we sing Shaddai's praise in the nations of captivity. And him your name, tower of victory to his king, who deals graciously with his anointed, with David and his offspring forevermore. It says, no, you're gonna go through the test. Know that you're going to go through the test and be refined to shine to this world. Yes, in favor of the Most High's grace and mercy and seeing all the way. Bro, that's perfect. That sums it all up. That's exactly what it is. You're going to go through things. But you start going through things differently when you know the Most High has your back. When you know you got victory and you know this is only for you to shine. The victories aren't as depressing. They aren't as all-encompassing. They aren't nerve-wracking to the end of no peace. All praises to Shaddai. All praises to the Most High for this 8th day of his Feast of Tabernacles. To know that the world is on fire, as the Rock Our Boy song says. To know that the world is on fire, but we have peace. To know that there is a plan for us that man can't touch, that man hasn't orchestrated thought of. We are the outcasts. No one is making provisions for us. Not even these politicians. I'm so thankful for his feast days, for him allowing me and all of us the opportunity to choose the Most High. That's all these feast days is about, is choosing. And I thank the Most High for giving us the opportunity to choose him. All praises. Man, I will see you guys on Saturday. Most likely it's going to be Saturday during the day. Saturday night. No, Saturday during the day, excuse me. Doing Shabbat, probably around 3 p.m. I will see you guys Saturday around 3 p.m. I will send out the post. All praises to the Most High. Be shalom, man. Happy Feast of Tabernacles. Enjoy the last moments.